Hi, good morning. Sorry, I was a little distracted for a second. Welcome in. What's up, boob? How are you? So, today I'm working on some 3D modeling, not for Swords of Magic or the MMO, for a different project. That is a very short-term project, but a paid job, so I am focused on it right now. Not good as always. I'm sorry to hear that. You're not back in the hospital, are you? Why am I not seeing anything in here? Did I not put them in here? I really want to put the rigged ones in here. Now I'm getting hearing aids really soon. Oh. I mean, we talk about this though. That's not a bad thing. You're not like having them like, they're not like permanently installed, right? You just put them in your ear, yeah? Bring this guy in, I guess. There we go. Get rid of these guys. This is our super high poly first attempt a character, and we have another one too, which I might also bring in. This guy's much taller, much bigger. Probably not a good thing. You can almost use both of them. They're probably like similar enough in style that we could use both of them if this one maybe had a nose and we like kind of tweaked a couple things. We're gonna I've sent both these over rigged to Orca, who I'm working with on this, and he's going to throw them in once he has time, hopefully later today. And we'll see what they look like with the active ragdoll physics, and then we'll pick whichever one is best, and that's the one I'll like clean up, focus, or I'll like polish up, whatever, and then get ready for working on whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Look at those cuties. Thanks. What's up, Era? How are you? Why are you kind of thick though? I don't know. This guy needs a butt. We need naked versions of them because this guy's like, he needs a lot of work. I kind of started making this guy a while ago. I spent like an hour on him or something a while ago, and I never did anything with him. He was just sitting there, and I was like, maybe this guy would work perfect for this. So I threw some ears on him, and some hands because he didn't have hands. And these hands are like pretty janky right now because I retopologized it down so I could get it workable in Unreal, because it was like 150,000 polys or something. It's not much better now. It's down to 58,000, but 29,000 faces, which is enough for it's usable in Unreal to test. And then I'll obviously make it a lot lower poly when we're ready. That thin guy reminds me of Adventure Time. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what I was going for. Yeah, I'm calling this one Muppet Guy because I was thinking about doing like a Muppet mouth on him, so he has like a cutout like an orange slice, an orange wedge, you know, like cut out of his mouth for his mouth. But I couldn't get it to work right in the app I use. So I switched all my sculpting stuff to my iPad, and I use Nomad Sculpt, and it's amazing. I love it. But there's a handful of like things in there that just like act weird, and so when I use a Boolean to like cut out the mouth, it like didn't work right, and it leaves like this weird like mesh is the right term, but the wrong term in 3D terms, I guess. But it leaves like this weird, like, thin mesh of like geometry in front of his mouth. I don't even know how to explain it. It's weird. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it, and I don't really have time to like mess around with it, so I just decided to scrap the idea for now unless Worker really wants it, then I'll make it work. I might have to model his head in Maya or something if I'm gonna do that. But anyways, today we're gonna work on some tools. We can hide that. These are their wheels. Let's make a new thing for this. I have all my stuff set up in different folders here. This is kind of what I've been working on though. These have a bunch of gray boxes attached to them for collisions, so it's gonna be hard to tell what's going on here, but it's a wagon. So yeah, basically like last minute, Warka on his stream has been talking about making a friend slop game, and I was like, I want to make a friend slop game, and so I was like talking to him about it, and then I was like, if you guys need an artist, let me know, and he did, and so we were in talks, and he decided to hire me as the artist. So I haven't signed a contract yet, but we're gonna work on that today, hopefully, and then yeah, so I just started knocking out some art for this game. But yeah, like really thin teeth. I could do teeth, yes. I guess that would be good. I was thinking about not doing teeth. I was thinking like Fozzie Bear. Hang on. Yeah, so like look at this guy. See how his mouth is just like a wedge, right? Like they've just made like a cardboard like circle and then like just fold it in half, and that's like the mouth. That's kind of what I was thinking for this. Is like I don't know. I think that just gives it like, there's something about that mouth that just gives it such a like derpy, like goofy thing. And then you put that in like more of a, like a like the mesh stuff you said was in front. Oh no. So imagine this, like this mouth, right? But then there was like it has like a chicken wire or whatever, like from the top to the bottom. I don't know how to explain it, and I can't show it on stream, unfortunately. It's like when I cut it out, it like cuts it out, but then leaves like a layer of geometry between the top lip and the bottom lip. I don't know how to explain it. It's just acting weird. I don't know if I need to like retopologize it before I boolean or what I need to do, but it's a weird like quirk. But anyway, but yeah, regardless, teeth would look nice in a mouth like this, I think, depending on what we wanted to do. And if we wanted to, we could keep the head as a separate mesh, and I could make like 3 or 4 different versions, like with mouth open, closed, whatever, with teeth, buck teeth, you know, things like that, different noses, different ears, whatever. And we could have a bunch of different variations, and players could choose if they wanted. I don't think we're gonna have time to build like any sort of like character creation or anything like that, or customization or anything for this project, because it's pretty short term. The goal is to get all this art done by the end of the month, and I have a focused set of art that I need to get done first. Like I have a priorities set up. So yeah, it's similar to Repo. Yeah, wait, hold on, what do the characters look like in Repo? Are you saying that they look oh no, they don't look anything like that. But yes, the friend slop, yeah, we're taking inspiration from games like Repo. In fact, the biggest inspiration I think is Are We There Yet? That's like the biggest one, because it's basically, the game is basically Are We There Yet meets Oregon Trail, like classic old school Oregon Trail. So it's gonna be like, you know, don't get dysentery and die, kind of. I don't know. This is very much like a winging it, I think, project. And since I'm only involved in art stuff, only getting paid for the art stuff, I'm trying my best not to like get too involved in the design stuff, unless it seems like my input would help, because I want to see the game succeed, obviously. Plus, you know, the better the game does, like maybe they'll want to add more to it, and they want to bring me back on to add more stuff or add DLC or something. So obviously, you know, I want it to succeed, so I want to do my best. The characters in Repo's mouth movements move like Muppets more, but more. Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, today we're just working on some props until we figure out which of these characters we're gonna go with. So, and I might make a third character too eventually, but I think right now it's fine. These two. Wait, who's making it? Missed that part. Warka. He streams as well. No, Warka, not Warka. Yeah, Warka. Actually, it's kind of crazy, but Warka is co-owner of a game studio, and I honestly cannot pronounce the name. I don't know how to pronounce it. He said it, and then I was like, oh, okay, and then I couldn't, and I forgot how it was pronounced. But he co-owns a game studio with the musician Deadmau5, if you know who that is. I'd be surprised if you didn't. He wears the big mouse head with ears. Wait, for real? Yes. Yeah. So essentially, I'm making a game for, I'm making the art for a game for those two. Yeah. So hopefully like this goes well, and then it gets promoted by him, and they make a bunch of money on this game. So we'll see what happens though. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna work on I'm in like sculpt mode, because I've been sculpting for the last like 24 hours on these characters, but now I'm like trying to get back into 3D modeling modes. This is gonna be a bit of a rocky start probably, but we'll make it work. Anyway, we're gonna start with a hammer, I think, or maybe we'll do an axe. I don't know, doesn't matter. We'll just make a handle for either. Let's grab this guy. I like this guy better, I think, and I think Warka did too, so we're gonna like use him as a reference for now. They're gonna have these like weird nubby hands, and the reason I think is, one, I don't want to deal with finger animations in a game like this, because I think we're going with like the active ragdoll from the game Human Fall Flat, where you like use the triggers to like, or I'm assuming controller support, but like left and mouse button to like fling your arms up in front of you, right? And then you'll just have like these nubby glue hands that like, while your hands are up, they stick to everything. Does that make sense? Is it listed on Steam? What listed on Steam? Have you played RV there yet? I literally just bought it. I heard it's taking inspiration. Are you, wait, what? What arrow? Are you talking to me? Yes, yes. You heard from Warka's stream that this is taking inspiration? Yes, I literally bought it yesterday and I haven't played it yet. Maybe we'll play it on stream in a little bit, maybe. What's up, Arion? I'm good, how are you? Anyway, I think we're gonna do like, we go this way actually. Yeah. What? What are you doing? Sometimes Maya like forgets that the tab key is works for like drag selecting like that, and it just like doesn't do that, and I don't know why it's acting weird. Okay, and then we're gonna put one more edge loop in here. I'm gonna kind of like shrink this down a little bit. Have a little bit of shape. Then we might go in and add some detail like this, just because we're not going to have any detail in our texture. So we might just do one of these guys. grab these edges. And we're gonna try to do a bevel on them. Yeah. And we'll harden this. And then we'll soften the rest. There we go. Adds a little bit of detail to it so we don't have not super. Whatever. Okay, now we need an axe head or a hammer, I guess, head. I guess we can probably use the same handle for both. Wait, what happened to it? I was half listening for a bit, just catching up now. Oh, okay, gotcha. I think they just started working on it. Wait, what is this game? That you're working on listed on Steam? Oh no, not yet. It just no. They'll probably. I assume that if all goes according to plan, around the 1st of next month, around the beginning of next month, early January, it'll be put on Steam and then announced. Let's see. I need to look up a reference to this. Okay, it looks like the axe head should be around the outside of this, not inside of it, which I don't know what I was thinking. Putting it inside, obviously, it needs to go on the outside. This is why we look at reference. Trying to find. Okay, it's really nothing crazy, to be honest. Let's actually go a little bit more narrow on this though. Okay. We're literally just gonna have like a thing back here, and then we're gonna yeah, let's just keep this nice and simple actually. Merge those together. Oops, too much. Okay. Cool. Let's put 2 edge loops between this. And pull that out a little bit. Let's do that. And we can actually merge these. We don't need all these edges in here. Let's do that, I guess. Don't even need that one, but I'm going to use it to add a little bit of depth, I think. Wrong button. Damn it. I'm rusty. Okay, now let's make sure those merged. Okay, and then we'll do this and add a little bit of depth here and a little bit of depth here just to make this a little more interesting. Cool, and now we're gonna grab all our edges. I think we might, we'll leave that one sharp, I guess. Okay, we'll bevel these. We'll go a little tighter on the bevel since it's metal. Soften all these, sharpen this one. Cool, that's it. There's our axe. Nothing super complicated. In fact, I think I might like this a little longer. We could make two versions of this, one that's much longer. Let me get caught up, sorry. Did Prestige and Moz work with Worka before? I don't know about Prestige, but I know Moz did. Right after Moz worked with us, he worked with Worka for like a little while, I think, like a month or two. And then, I don't know, after that. Do you use some sort of special keyboard mouse for your modeling work? I don't. I use the Razer Ornata. It's the Chroma Ornata. I don't even know if you can buy it without Chroma, but and I've used the same one for years and I love it. And the wrist pad, it's pretty beat up. I don't know if you can see how beat up it is. I really need a new one. But I've been pretty short on funds lately, so which is why I took this job. So I'm pretty excited. I think I might actually buy a new keyboard now. I don't really need a new keyboard. The keyboard's actually pretty good. It's just the wrist pads. I might go treat myself a little bit and buy like a really nice wrist pad. I keep wanting to add more to this. It's good enough though. Okay, let's UV it, and then we're gonna make a longer version of it. In fact, we'll do that. No, we'll UV it first. Wrong button of this. Okay, looks really weird before we get it fully UV'd, but we'll get there. And we're gonna do one of these. We'll do 90 here, 0 here, 90 here. Actually, we'll do 180 here, 0 here, negative 90 here. There we go. I knew it was somewhere. 65. Cool. And now we're gonna UV. Actually, we're gonna UV these parts separately. Here, we'll just cut this actually. Go through here. We're gonna do cut. And we can grab this shell. And we're gonna make this a light gray color. This one will scale down, squash a little bit. We'll stick it over in this wood color here. We're mostly using this shade. I might actually move over to this one though. Oh, maybe we'll go here. And then this one is gonna be we'll actually rotate this, I think. We'll go down here and do like a darker gray. Too much of a gradient, I think. There we go. We can make it, actually maybe it's a little too dark. We could also make it red, which would kind of make it stand out more as an axe, but I think it's a little more modern. We'll do that. We'll gradient it the other way, so that way it looks a little better. In fact, you know what? I kind of want to do this. It's fine. That's fine. Okay. Good enough. Okay, let's do a little more gradient on the wood though, on the handle. In fact, we might do this. So we grab our UVs and we just scale these down. Up. And that adds a little more of a gradient just toward the bottom. I kind of want to flip that. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, now let's make a duplicate of this. Let's actually merge it. There's our backup, and then we're gonna make a longer version of this in case we want to do a two-handed axe. Hello? What are we doing? Uh-oh, do we have some weird edges going on here? What is going on? I think we have a weird edge here. But for some reason I can't. What? What is happening? Okay, that time worked. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's going on. Nope, I was just being dumb. I couldn't put an edge loop through this because these aren't polys. But I sort of feel like this stuff down here. Why can I not grab edges? Or vertexes. When I go to vertexes and I try to grab a bunch of them, it like acts stupid. Like it's deselecting. We're gonna separate this. I actually think we should have this backward, maybe. I mean, we don't, like, it goes this way, but I think this needs to, like, curve back. I think I'm going about this the wrong way. I think it needs to go like this. Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong. But we have a weird top now. There we go. That's a little better, right? I knew there was something like off about it. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Okay. There we go. I think we should maybe, for the big one, add a little extra detail too. So we're going to add another edge loop or another cut down here. I think we'll go all the way down to here. We'll bevel this one. Go a little bigger on that bevel if we can. Nope, won't let us. That's okay. Harden that, and then we grab the rest of these and soften. It's not super easy to see that. Might actually... Maybe I should have cut that a little longer. It's fine. Good enough. Cool. Save. Oh, snap. Jevin, thanks so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't see you. I was too focused. Do you use some sort of special keyboard? We talked about this already. Okay, we got 2 axes. Oh, let's merge these ones. That's fine. I don't think you'll use the bigger one, to be honest, but we have one just in case. Let's make a hammer now. So we'll just grab this. We'll separate the head from it. Actually, you know what? We're gonna use the same head. No, we won't. We won't. We'll make a new one. Now the question is, should we make this look like a hammer with like the claws on the back? Let's do... Looking at references. What? It's hard to find references for stuff like this. Like, there's just not like pictures of this kind of stuff. It looks like a circular mallet. Or a cylindrical mallet, I mean. Okay, so let's do that instead then. Let's do 8. Let's take our caps down to 0. Just easier to work with. Put an edge loop. Don't do that one. Damn it, not that one. Through the center here, just to give it a little bit of style. I don't know. I don't know if I love this. This is definitely what I'm looking at in references, but I don't think I like it. I will say in the references I'm looking at, they also don't have this like hook on it. Oh. Good enough. I guess that's good. Okay, let's UV it real quick. I think we might make the ends different color. Wrong way. Okay, I don't love it. Let's just do a planar map instead. Okay, good enough. Okay, got a hammer, got an axe. Another raid. Wait, no, that was the same raid. I'm lying. I'm crazy. Tough Talk, thanks for the follow. That's what I was looking at. What else do we need? Let's do... I started working on a rope. Where'd that go? I have some assets from other packs in here. I don't know where it went. I definitely had it in here, I thought. Why not save it? Oh, it's right here. Way too big. I think the idea is we'd hold it like here, probably. Oh, I just realized I put all these probably sideways. Probably the wrong way. We haven't exported them yet. I can rotate them still. We need to make a texture for this, though. I set up unitized UVs, and I gotta make a texture for it. Let's open up Affinity. Also, I guess I should give you guys a heads up. I only have about an hour more, a little less than an hour to stream today. Jana is doing PTA stuff, so let's just make a new one. We'll go I don't know, this really matters. Let's do 512. You know what, no, let's do 1024. We can... I'd rather give him a texture that's too detailed, that's too much, and then he can scale it. He can limit it in Engine down to 512 or 256, whatever it needs it to be. This is going to be a repeating rope texture. We're going to go left to right. It's going to be, I guess I need that color though. Oh, it doesn't matter. Never mind. We'll go this color, I guess. We're going to go like this. And then we need, let's go look at a rope actually. I don't want to do too much detail here. We're going to go, this is a little lighter. Yeah, like there, so probably. And then we need to do like this. And I might do a shadow on it. Maybe. We need to do what? Not just Control G? Yeah. Hold on. We need this. Then I need to space horizontally, then group them, and then I can do this, and that should repeat perfectly. Okay, let's try that. Export. Let's open over here. Put it in here. Okay, let's try that. Okay, awful right off the bat. Okay, I know why though. It's okay. That's because these guys are, yeah, they're repeating. That's why. Okay, we need to actually, let's grab all these because they're about the same size. No, this, well, we have to scale them. That's fine. This is the end. I don't know where to put this one. I guess it doesn't really matter. Where it lines up. Okay. I feel like we lose a lot of that, a lot of that slant. We're also getting a weird edge here, so it's not actually competing perfectly. Looks more like a snake than it does a rope. Okay, I think the colors are off, but also I don't know why we're not getting a perfect edge here. Why are we not getting a perfect edge? I guess just because the top of the texture isn't the same as the bottom of the texture. So we could... Alright. So I think we need to do is slant these way more. Okay, let's go like that. Then let's do... Okay, so what I think we need to do is we have these 4 things. I don't think I can twist. There we go. Yes. I need to slant it to the point where I can do... Yeah. Maybe the exact same on the top and the bottom. Wish I could make a clone of one. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Interesting that's going past the bounds. Oh, that's fine. Am I going about this the wrong way? I don't think so. I think I'm getting closer. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to be really close. Close enough. Okay. Delete that. Now we can drag this down here. And now let's try this. But I think we should go darker. So like this, both these colors need to go. This one needs to be that. And this one we should make. There, maybe. Let's try that. Oh, so close. Maybe the coils are too dark. Maybe that's the problem. I've made this before. I know I've done this before, and I just don't remember these pitfalls. Honestly, that's pretty close. I think that's probably good enough. There's a little bit of a hitch right here, but since they're not as dark anymore, it's not as obvious. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna call that done. Okay, we've got a few tools. What else? What else? Hang on, I have a list. I definitely saved the list too, but hammer, axe, wrench, rope, coiled model, and a texture for the cable. Got that. And make meat, medicine, folded clothes. We need to make a floating version of the raft too, maybe? I'm not sure how we're gonna do that yet. Okay, let's do a wrench. I'm not sure they had wrenches back then. I think they did, maybe. Let's just look up antique wrench. Okay, we have some options. We can go with something like I don't think we do this. I think we do one of these. Let's ask GPT. Okay, we're gonna try this. Yep. Okay. So it's very Hey, what's up, Mateus? New game, how's the update on Swords of Magic going? Yeah, so I think it's done. I'm waiting for testers to test. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the to be tested list. Let me actually pull it up. There's one thing I need to do still, but I'm waiting to like okay, so sorry, let me pull it up. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in here to be tested still, like a ton. No one's tested anything, it looks like. So, what's happening is, a few days ago, I got, I offered my art services to this guy Worka, who also live streams, He's making a very fast turnaround friend slop game based on the Oregon Trail and based on the game Are We There Yet? And so I offered to do art for him, and he came back and said, yes, how much do you want? And so I gave him a number, and he accepted. So more or less that's how it happened. Anyway, so yeah, so I have a job now. It's just a side gig, but I'm pretty much doing it full time right now because I have a lot to do in a very short amount of time. So we have to get everything done and knocked out by the end of this month. And I have a 9-day vacation coming up, not next week, but the week after. Meaning, yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of work over my vacation for sure. But yeah, for the most part, yeah. So that's what I'm working on today on stream, because I'm just doing modeling, and modeling is fun to do on stream. So as far as the update goes, here's what's gonna happen. There's a feature, it's skill trees. Skill trees are either gonna go in this update. If our testers go in and test everything and everything is good to go, then I'm gonna add in one more thing we need to do to make sure that all players who are playing the game already get all their skill points immediately, and then we'll launch it. If everything is like 100% and there's no major issues and everyone's like, hell yeah, this is ready to go, let's play this, let's do this, and people can play through a bunch of the game and like skill trees are good to go, then I'm happy with that. What I'm worried about happening is no one tests thoroughly, and therefore we don't actually know if there's any major issues, and then we launch the skill trees, and I'm in the middle of working on this project and Christmas vacation and the holidays and everything, and then I can't fix the major issues that we've introduced for whatever it is. Hopefully it's nothing game breaking, right? And then yeah, we get a bunch of negative reviews over the holidays and it tanks the game, right? So what I'm thinking is so I'm not going to add in that feature that like gives everyone their skill points yet until I'm positive, because all I have to do is go in and like just turn off a couple features, like a couple things. It'll take me like 10 minutes to go in and like turn all the skill tree stuff off to make sure none of that happens, and then we can just launch Frostfall. Frostfall should be good to go. Still needs to be tested, but should be good to go. So yeah, it really depends on our testers right now. If we get enough testing done and everything is thoroughly tested and we're happy with it, then I think we're going to see skill trees for this update. Otherwise, I'm not risking it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Yep. I mean, I'd rather just wait and launch it when we take down skill trees, or a month after, whenever I have time again to knock it out and make sure it's done the right way, then launch it and have a bunch of issues. That said, I also really just want to get skill trees out and done, and I feel like this would be really cool for this update. I was also planning on doing a trailer. Sorry, music's getting kind of intense. I was also planning on doing a new trailer and a new devlog and everything for this update, because that's what I was going to be doing this week and next week while we were testing and stuff, and we have plenty of time to get skill trees in. But since this opportunity popped up and it's paid, and it's probably pays way more than I would actually make on this update, even if I did do a new trailer and new devlog and everything, based on what we've been making on Swords of Magic, this pays like 5 to 10 times more than Swords of Magic is going to make. So I kind of have to go where the money is right now, especially with the holidays and everything, and like, you know, the money's been tight for us lately. So having this opportunity is really nice, and I need to follow it, unfortunately. So the type of design you do, is it mostly like Swords and Magic, or do you do other kind of art for games? I prefer doing lower poly modeled stuff that doesn't require me having to bake texture or bake normal maps and things like that, just because it's a lot less work, and I feel like you can just get art done faster. Plus I think the art is like more charming and interesting than like more detailed complex stuff. But yeah, so like the art that I'm working on for this, in fact, here I'll just show you. Hang on. I have the screenshot. I don't know. I'm trying to save this. Hang on. I'll pull it up. I have the wagon done in. Actually, I can just pull it up in Unreal. It's right here. This is the wagon. Come on. There we go. So as you can see, like it's low poly, like it's not super complicated, but it does have like nice detail, and like it's soft and like stylized looking. I don't know, I really like this style. I don't have the metal maps in. This is just like the plain map. I could bring the metal maps in, I guess. Let's do that. If I bring the other maps in here and we open up this material, I'm gonna grab these maps and bring them in. This is emissive, I believe. Yep, this one is roughness, and this one is metal. I don't know what's going on with this. Where's lerping between black and the thing, and the alpha is what? I don't know what this is doing. Let's just do this. And then the other on the other issue we have here is this might be a little bit shiny. I think we'll leave it as it is though. And apply. Might make all of our metal look really, really dark. It did, and this is probably an issue with hang on, we'll fix this really quick. Let's do like 0.7 maybe. This is too much. We're doing too much now. Let's do 1.5. There we go. Okay, I mean close enough. It's whatever. It's kind of dark, but anyway, there's our metal on here now. I might have to go tweak the colors on the thing so it doesn't look so dark, but anyway, yeah, so it's similar to the Swords of Magic style, but I definitely bevel all the edges and stuff and make things a lot bouncier and like smoother. Like it feels like Swords of Magic if I sanded all the edges down, I guess. That's kind of what I do. Looks really good. How do you decide on your rate, like per item, or do you just use your experience in hours and just decide upon that? This time around, it was kind of like, it kind of depends on the project. If I'm like making like a couple pieces for a project, I usually charge like nothing, you know, like really, really small. But if I'm doing like all the art for an entire project, and I think the project has potential, then I charge a little more. In this case, I actually think this game could make like a lot of money, and I personally feel like art is like 30 to like 50% of games. Like if you look at a game, it's like, I don't know, usually I think like 50% art, 50% like code, like programming, you know. I don't know if that's actually the case for this project, but yeah, I don't know. So I just sort of feel like if this game makes a ton of money, you know, like I should charge a little more because I'm not going to see any of that, right? So I don't know if that kind of went into the rate for this one, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of just figure out my hourly rate and then give myself a little bit of leeway so I'm not like super crunching. But the reason I actually charge more than I normally do for this one is, one, because I think the game is going to be like super successful if it gets marketed correctly and like is as fun as it is like the idea is that we've been talking about, and two, because I'm going to be crunching through the holidays over my vacation, and everything has to be done in like a month. So I'm basically making all the art for an entire game, including multiple characters that are rigged and UV'd and textured and everything ready to go. A whole, like at least like, I think there's like 30 or 40 props that need to be made, and a whole set of environment art for like multiple biomes. So between all of that art I have to do, like I charged quite a bit more than I probably normally would. But yeah, I'll be cramming it all in. So like I'm gonna be getting home from vacation late this month, like the 29th, I think. And then if everything has to be done by January, I'll probably be working like 12-hour days to get everything knocked out for a little bit. So yeah, I'm basically charging what I would normally charge for like 2.5 months of work for 1 month of work. So it's also good for your portfolio. Yeah, I don't really keep a portfolio, to be honest. Like, just because I'm not really like applying for a ton of jobs, and people who I usually work for, like do art for, they usually find me through Twitch and see my art like firsthand, or they played my game or whatever. And so like that's kind of like my portfolio, is because I'm not normally out there like looking for work. I'm sure if I was out there actively looking for work, I'd keep a more active portfolio, and yeah, which would be good probably. Maybe I should be doing that, but yeah, this will be good for my portfolio. If it comes out good, then I'll probably take some nice screenshots and put them up on ArtStation and stuff. So especially if it does well, if this game does really well. Not to mention that the studio that I'm making this game for is like just starting out, and they have a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of potential for their studio, and I like to think that even if this game I only make like minimal compared to what they're gonna make probably on it, if all goes well, if they need an artist for another game, I hope that they'll come to me, right? So hopefully that's what happens. If you have a chance to work in other games, you are still working with games even if they're not yours. Yeah, agreed. And I really love doing art like this, and this is the style I really like doing and have fun doing, and it's fast and like easy just because I have like the experience in it, because it takes like what I've learned from Swords of Magic and just adds like another layer of depth to it, which I really like. In fact, if I was like had infinite money and infinite time, I would definitely go back through and like redo all of the art in Swords of Magic in this style, and I think it would just like sell the game so much better, and it would be so much more performant, even though it'd be way more polygons, just because it's all using one texture, so there'd be way less draw calls and stuff, and it would just pop. I think everything just look so good. Anyway, great to hear there is studios rising. I think there's a lot of indies right now still trying to make things happen. I think there's still potential. I think we're going to see a lot more junk games before we start seeing better ones again, but the good games will always shine through. I like to think that like if someone takes their time and like really pours their heart and like passion into a game, then it'll make it through the sea of garbage that is flooding Steam right now. So anyway, but yeah, I would say it's similar to Swords of Magic, but I actually have a degree in art. I do have a full degree, which I have still not paid off yet, so I have a bunch of student loan debt and stuff. But yeah, that degree, I learned like all kinds of art, like I'm trying to get this, there we go. I know how to like do like all of the like AAA workflow stuff. Like I can handle like all that stuff. I'm rusty with it though, I will be honest. I'm pretty rusty. These wheels are kind of off, but whatever. Anyway, going that far off? No, it's off the wrong way. Anyway, but yeah, these are the wheels. They're not on the right, but whatever. But yeah, the idea is that this will hold tools, so hopefully the axe, hammer, wrench, I guess, could be like snapped on here, maybe. And this might be like an upgrade, so you might have to just throw all your stuff in the back of the wagon until you like upgrade it. I'm not sure where that's gonna go yet. This also comes off, so like this could also be an upgrade. So you could start with just like an uncovered wagon, and then you have to like buy the covered upgrade at like a shop along the way or something. I think that'd be kind of fun. Why would the cover matter? I think just because if you tip over or if you're bouncing too much, because it's going to be physics based, so all your stuff might bounce out, which might be a big deal. And so if you have the cover on it, then it might prevent that from happening more. I was also thinking about making this like a door on the back, like a gate that would be like swing open. I'm just not, or like maybe swing down, I guess would be better. I just wasn't sure where we were going with that, so I just threw a thing on here to like keep stuff from falling out super easy. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna do something like that, or maybe even just put another piece on the back. And I'm also thinking we might need like a step so players can jump up and jump inside. I think I mean I don't really have the character in, obviously, and this runs like awful right now, but you can already kind of, with the scale that's supposed to be, you can jump in pretty easy, but you can also just kind of like walk out, which might be a problem. But anyway, Anyway, yeah, this is pretty much all I have built right now, but and everything you saw me do today, and then the characters which we're working toward. So anyway, yeah, all right. So we're not doing this traditional wrench now. We're gonna try to do something more along the lines of something like this. I think I'm gonna use this one as a reference, but I don't think I want to use. Maybe we'll do this one as a reference because I like the more simple bottom. Like I feel like this feels a little too. Like I don't even know what's going on here. And this is a screw. So I guess you. This is interesting. This has. I want to see this closer. Yes. Huh. So I guess you just tighten or loosen this and it moves the jaw, I guess, up and down. All right, let's make this. Honestly, this is like simpler than what we were going to do originally anyway, so. We're going to have to make it a little bigger because we want to make it kind of like blocky, you know? And like, because it's kind of smaller and less detailed, we want to like really blow up the detail and hit those like key points on it. We also need a cylinder, a couple of them actually. We're gonna do 8 again, 8 sides. I think that's a good amount without getting too detailed. This is the handle. Let's move these both up. Whoop. So the handle's where you'd actually hold it. The handle has like an edge that comes out here, so we're gonna stick an edge loop in here. Go like right here and right here. This might go up a little more. And then we'll merge these down. We're gonna go bigger on this. Cool. Another cube here. This will be the top. So this wrench was clearly used to like hammer things. Like you can tell like on the tip here, like this has definitely been hit. Like it was probably like way out to here and then it's been like hammered down. So it's like, or maybe it was just smithed, smelted that way. What do you say? What do you call this? Whatever. Maybe it was made that way. I don't think so though. I'm pretty sure it's been like beat. It looks like the end of the hammer. Makes me wonder if we should do that with this hammer. Like we should like add a lip to it. Or maybe at least maybe like add some chips to it. Maybe we'll add some detail later. We're gonna go a little bigger, bring it up a little more. I think it needs to be bigger. Okay, and then let's make the next shape. I'm starting to think this whole thing needs to be longer. Oh, I did this wrong. Yeah, hold on. I did this wrong. This needs to go down. I'm adding too much detail. We'll just simplify right here. Like all this probably doesn't need to be. We probably need that bevel in here. Let's do it again. Cool. And now let's grab another cylinder. You guys survive the ad break? Let's actually do 6 on this one, I think. It's just not that complicated. This is supposed to be a screw or like a bolt. I guess a screw. But we're not going to be able to get that detail in there at all, for sure. So what we'll do instead set that there. Delete that edge. Don't need it. Go more narrow on this one so you can see the detail better. I think we're close. I think all this needs to be bigger though. Let's rotate this so we can like kind of nudge this better, or like nestle this in here better. There we go. I think we'll probably scale the whole thing up a little bit more. Let's just merge it. center the pivot and then scale up a little bit. We might grab the handle here and maybe add an edge loop in the middle of it. No, that's bad. This has kind of a hardened edge right here, but I don't think, maybe we'll bevel this. Bevel right here. Yeah, why not? Oh, missed one. Not worth it. Not a big enough impact at all for that. Okay, and then now we need to bevel this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge. Honestly, let's just do this though. Delete those. Bevel these. Oh man, I want this more squared off at the top, and I don't want this bigger than this. That's fine. Okay, let's bevel that. Make sure I didn't miss anything crazy. Let's actually turn the bevel up a little bit. I'm not gonna bevel this one, I'm just gonna harden that edge right there. Do we think? Should we bevel this edge? If we do that, we should bring this down more. And we still harden this. Gotta remember to do that afterward. Okay, and then this line. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, soften all this again. Oh, soften. Harden. Done. I think the whole thing is a little too detailed. We might want to just scale up a little bit. Maybe scale this down. Ah, stupid symmetry, man. I don't know, might be a little too much detail. Were you good at art drawing and that type of stuff before you started with 3D modeling, or did you learn all this through 3D modeling? So I honestly don't really consider myself a very good artist as far as like most of that stuff goes. Like I don't think I'm very good at drawing or sculpting. Like I play with like Play-Doh and clay and stuff like that as a kid, but I never like thought was never like good at it. Like I don't think I would have looked at myself and been like, oh wow, this guy's really good at art. And my drawing, like I've gotten much better drawing the last few months because I've got an iPad and I've been using Procreate, and I've gotten like I see huge improvements there. But I still wouldn't say I'm good at it. Maybe I'm good at it. I'm not great at it. But yeah, so like I feel like 3D art doesn't really translate that well to 2D art personally. Maybe sculpting a little bit more, and sculpting definitely translates into like sculpting with actual clay too. But for some reason, there's something about digital art that feels way more mechanical to me. Like I'm going in and like changing like the sizes and stuff like that, like specifically for like each thing or whatever. And what I like about it is that when I'm drawing on paper, if I like need to draw a circle, I can draw that circle, and like if I screw it up, then I have to erase it and try again, right? And I could do that like 100 times and like maybe never get the one I want. And I don't like that because it means that if I want that circle, I can't just like draw little bits of it. And if I draw the circle, I can't like adjust it and be like, okay, well this part of the circle is like a little more flat, I need to fix that. With 3D art, you can, right? So if I'm making something spherical, whatever, and I like want it, I don't know, like this piece, right? Like this was like all perfectly spherical, and I wanted it like moved out more. So I just grabbed that one edge and moved it out more, right? So I have like really fine control over things, and so I can get like the basic or like the base of what I want, and then I can go from there and make like more, right? Like do more with it, right? And I think that's what I really like about 3D art, is that I just have like way more control and way more like I can just like adjust these things rather than having to build the whole thing again, right? And that's huge to me. Like I really like that. So yeah, personally, I think 3D art is way easier. And I also think that programmers can make 3D art easier. Like I still think you need like an eye for design, right? Like you need to look at something and say, yes, that looks good. And you need to be able to like look at reference and say, okay, I'm close to the reference, I need to fix this thing, right? Like I think a lot of people probably wouldn't notice that there was a difference in size between like this thickness and this thickness in like this reference. Maybe I'm being, I don't know, but like there's a difference in size between these, right? And I think some people wouldn't like recognize that kind of stuff, and those are things that like that sets apart like a good, like an artist from like a good artist, I guess, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to like brag either, because I don't even think I'm that good of a 3D artist. I think I'm good enough. And like I had like an edge here because there's clearly like a lip here, right, that I'm seeing here, but I just decided it wasn't really worth the effort to put that in there. And I'm also trying to like dumb this down a little bit because it's a little too detailed. Like I'm actually thinking I might not need the bottom of this screw. I might just do like a cylinder here. I don't know. I could even probably take this out. Like this could probably just come out. It would probably just look even better. Maybe not. I guess it needs to be there. I don't know. Maybe I should make this into more of a handle than the bottom. I don't know. See what I mean? Like I can just like adjust these. Like it's so much easier when you can just like make adjustments to things. I feel like that adds a little more to it. If you were to learn 3D modeling today, how would you proceed to get there? So I went to school for this. Like I actually tried learning 3D modeling on my own. I was using Blender for a little while, and I just wasn't like getting a hang of it. I wasn't like enjoying it. I didn't really like it, right? It was a little too complicated for me, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't really my thing. I guess I'm not doing 3D art. So I went back to making 2D art for games, and then I went to college to make games for art. Like I went for game art, and I don't know why my brain was thinking like when I get into college, I can probably focus on 2D art for like 2D games, because because there were a lot of 2D indie games still coming out at the time. Like I was going to college right after like the big indie boom, like when like Super Meat Boy was really big and Fez was really big, like those types of games, and we were starting to get more indie stuff too. Like indie was starting to blow up really big right then. And so I was like, there's gonna be a lot more 2D games like that. So I'll have work if I go get a degree learning this kind of stuff. And that was the plan. I didn't want to go to AAA. But when I got into school, I realized, and I don't know why I didn't realize this going into it, but it was like all 3D art, like 99% of it. There was one drawing class, and I didn't learn like anything from it. I was just like, okay, I'm not a better artist in any way from this drawing class. There were like color theory classes and stuff that I'm sure helped me, that like, you know, got me where I am now. But yeah, I don't know. So I would say, I don't know, I learned a lot in school. I think college for 3D art is decent, but I also think that most of my classes gave me like YouTube videos to watch. They're like, here's a video on how to do this thing, now go do it, and then present your work next week or whatever. And so a lot of it was just like stuff, like just doing stuff online, like looking up a YouTube video and like following the lesson there. So I would say if I had to do it all over again and I had the knowledge, not the knowledge to like do 3D art, but the knowledge of like, I know how to learn this now, I would say I'd probably learn online. Like I'd probably just go to YouTube and follow tutorials. I think there's enough stuff there. And then once you have the basics down, also Blender, I don't like. I've never liked Blender. I think the reason this ever like stuck with me is because I tried Maya. I don't know what it is, but Maya just like clicks with me so much better. And I know it looks really confusing on screen, and there's a lot of stuff on here that I don't even use, right? Like I would say 99% of the software I don't even touch, right? But the things that I do use are like super easy to understand and like follow. And it's all about like clicking buttons for me. And there's only like a couple little shortcuts I remember that I use. So yeah, I like Maya a lot more, and it just spoke to me much clearer than Blender did. So that's my opinion. But anyway, yeah, I would say once you have like the basics down, if you want to elevate your like 3D modeling instead of going to school and getting a degree and wasting a bunch of money like I did, what I would say is go find a course by like a notable like industry professional who like charges like $200 or $300 for a course, for like an 8-week course or whatever. Take that course, learn everything you can, you know, like really dive into it and do everything you can. If you need more, then take more courses, because you're going to spend like maybe $2,000, $3,000 on those courses, right? Versus like a $55,000 degree like I did. So I would 100% suggest doing courses like that. And I don't know if they have a lot of beginner courses like that. Oh, you know what else is a really good place to learn? Game Dev TV. Does this work? Can I use this? Nope. I have a link. I don't know what it is. Is it just GDTV? It's probably just that. It's not even that. I don't know where it is. Hang on. Oh, am I not connected? Oops. I'm not connected to my thing. I messed that up. Hang on. That's why none of my things are working. That's why I didn't get any alerts or anything either when people were like following and rating and stuff. My bad. Shoot, where'd it go? Should be connected now. Wait, why is it not connecting? Why is it not connecting? Okay, well, this thing's not working. Anyway, well, I guess that explains why my commands aren't working. Yeah, it's not authenticating for some reason. Okay, anyway, whatever. I have to end the stream in like 2 minutes anyway. If you go to Game Dev TV, though, actually, I do have a link. Let me just find it really fast. Hang on. I have an affiliate link for Game Dev TV. My wife actually works for Game Dev TV. I really like their courses. They do a really good job over there. I've actually done a small course for them at one point. But yeah, they have really good stuff, and I have a link. So if you buy one of their courses to learn 3D art, and they have good ones, they teach Blender, by the way. I don't think they have any Maya courses. I was thinking about doing a Maya course with them. Geez, if I can find it. There it is. Yeah, it is GDTV, so I had it right. Hang on, I have to edit it to get the link out of this. Here it is. This is my affiliate link. So if you buy a course here, I will get a little bit of the kickback. I'll make a few bucks off of it. So there's my link though. So check that out. Check out Game Dev TV. They're actually really good for this kind of stuff. I really like how they do everything. Oh, now I'm connected. Oh my God, of course. There it is. Same link, whatever. Yeah, I would suggest that. That's a really good place to start. It's way better than YouTube. You have access to like teaching aids and stuff, so you can ask questions about the course if there's something's not unclear. They're very, very professional about laying out how their course is laid out, whatever. And you can like go through like one lecture a day or one lesson a day or whatever if you want to do it that way. And it just makes it easier to come back rather than just finding a random YouTube video and then watching it and then forgetting everything it said. So I highly recommend Game Dev TV for that to get started. And then, like I said, go sign up for like a program or a course for a couple $100 and like get like professional training. That's what I recommend. But anyway, cool. Now that I got that turned on, the last 5 minutes stream, I have to leave. My wife has to leave for some things, so I have to go watch the kiddo. So it is time to wrap up the stream. We got a bit of work done. I'm happy with the progress. I think it could be a little bigger, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to scale it down a little more. Anyway, so I'll catch you guys next time on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I'll be back Tuesday next week. And then I have a vacation after that, so I think there might be, there'll be a stream Tuesday and Thursday, and that's it. I'll probably be working on this again. Hopefully environment art stuff by then. If I'm moving pretty quick. If we can get these characters done this week, then I'll be very happy about that. So anyway, thanks guys for hanging out. Thanks for being here and supporting, and anyone who subbed that I missed, and for the raid. Appreciate that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.